Okay. Hi, can you describe what brings you in today?
Yeah, I'm my name's Mike. I'm I just got a diagnosis that is like really hard to kind of deal with, I guess. Um I haven't even told my wife yet. And my mom like died of the same thing. So, um yeah, I'm just having a really tough time wrapping my mind around all of that.
Yeah.
And my wife basically made me come.
Okay. Um, when did you find out that you had this diagnosis?
Hmm, man, I don't even know. Like within the last 3 months.
Okay.
I forget what date the appointment was.
Okay. And when did mom pass away?
My mom passed away. I want to say like when I was in my late 30s, early 40s. I'm 55 now.
Okay.
Um, yeah, my dad died when I was much younger. He died when I was still a teenager.
Okay.
Um, both of them were alcoholics. They both really struggled, but my mom didn't struggle as badly until after my dad died.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. And what is the diagnosis that you have?
Um, um, Liver failure.
Ah, okay.
I don't know what the scientific term is
Yeah.
for it.
And then so how would you rate the problem in your life? One being mild and five being severe that it is affecting you.
Um, Man, like affecting me, I don't know. I still kind of feel pretty numb.
Okay.
Um, like I don't know that it's really sunk into me yet.
Okay.
Um, but I'm very worried that it will be terminal. Like I don't know. I feel like pretty motivated to make some changes in my life. I just don't really know where to start or like how to tell my children, how to tell my wife.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I guess number wise, I feel like it should be a 5, but because I'm feeling kind of numb still, it's more like maybe a 3.
Okay. And then so is it interfering with any of your relationships? I know you said that you haven't told your wife and you don't know how to
Yeah.
tell your kids. Are you finding that you're avoiding seeing them and your friends and families? Are you finding that it is interfering with your work life?
Yeah, yeah. Basically like I don't know, it's very hard for me to talk about my feelings.
Hmm.
Um and so sometimes I'll get like really mad or irritable because and like it'll seem like it's coming out of nowhere because they just don't know what's going
Yeah.
on in my head.
Okay.
Um but I definitely have a temper, like I lash out on my kids, my wife, and that has led to my kids and I having more of like a distant relationship. It's not like horrible, like my relationship with my dad was horrible. He was like an abusive piece of garbage and we didn't get along. Um, and I feel like I tried very hard to not repeat the things that he did to me to my children, but I also feel like I never really learned how to talk about things or like talk to them. And so we just I don't know, they like they'll go to my wife for advice, they'll talk to them like she'll talk to them about their day and I'll like listen, if they like want to come to me, but I don't really know how to approach
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you if you've experienced any of the following in the past 30 days, okay?
Okay.
You can just tell me yes or no.
Okay.
Sadness,
Yes.
lack of motivation or no motivation.
Mm, yeah, I guess so in some ways.
Okay. Has there been any changes in your diet? So have you been feeling not hungry or overly hungry?
Mm, yeah, I've not been eating as much lately.
How about sleep? Have you been feeling like you are trying to sleep and you're unable to sleep, or that you don't need as much sleep as you have in the past?
It's more like I'm sleeping a lot, but no matter how much I sleep, I'm always tired.
Okay.
Even if I sleep like 10 hours, 12 hours,
Yeah, okay.
it feels like I've gotten 4 hours of sleep, maybe.
Have you had any thoughts about others, like that people are out to get you or that you're suspicious of others? Okay.
No,
Have you had anything where you've been easily startled?
no.
Okay. Have you feeling hopeless or helpless?
Yeah,
Okay. Lack of
sometimes.
interest in things that you typically would?
I don't really have a whole lot of interests outside of work.
Okay. Do you prefer being alone or with others?
Alone.
Have you been hearing things or seeing things out of
That
the,
are not there.
yeah,
Nah, no.
okay. Have you been avoiding anything? I know we talked about avoiding the family because of the temper, but have you been avoiding other things?
Mm, yeah, I put off going to the doctor for a while.
Okay,
Um, I think I was scared to find out what was going on.
yeah, that makes
You
sense.
know,
Um, have you had thoughts of dying?
I mean, yeah, but not at like my own hand.
Okay,
But I think about dying all the time now. Like every day, I'm
yeah.
thinking about death.
Okay. How about being impulsive with things that you typically aren't, like with spending or,
No, not really.
and you said you've been feeling fatigue and little energy.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you
totally.
been feeling guilt?
I've been feeling guilt about other things like from the past, like in my childhood.
Okay,
And like my yeah, like when my mom died, like she needed like a transplant, like a liver transplant, and neither of my sisters were a match, but I was a match, but because I also was drinking, I couldn't like give her that. And yeah, that if I feel like if I could have just gotten my life together, like
yeah.
she'd be alive today, you know?
Um, have
Yeah.
you had anything where you've been trying to concentrate and you just can't?
Mm, no.
Okay. How about your memory? Are you feeling like you're able to remember things, you know, the date and time and all that?
Yeah, yeah, that's no problem.
Okay. Have you feeling like panic attacks or that you can't be in crowds of people for nervousness?
Not really.
Okay. Hmm.
Not really. I mean, I'll get sometimes if I get thinking about dying, I'll get worried about that, but I'm not like having like chest pains or hyperventilating or
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay. Um, so I know you said that you're not thinking right now about committing suicide. Have you ever contemplated suicide in the past?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
When was that most recent thought?
Oh, I'll have them on and off. I mean, sometimes I'll go 10 years, without having an issue, and then it'll kind of like the tiredness stuff, like that's happened since I was younger. Like I've always had kind of like episodes where it was hard to get out of bed, it was hard to like eat food or go to the bathroom when I should, or like take a shower, and like um and so when I have those kinds of like episodes or whatever, um I'll think about, like my family would be better off if I weren't here. But I know that that's not true.
Okay.
I've never acted on any of those thoughts or anything.
Okay. And I know you said that the relationship with your parents was not good. Did you experience any trauma from that relationship?
Yeah, well, so the relationship with my dad wasn't good. I had a really good relationship with my
Oh,
mom. She was like the only, I feel like she was like my ride or die. Like
okay.
she always had my back no matter what. Um, but yeah, my dad was like just a garbage human. Like he would drink a lot, and he would put hands on my mom, and just like tear my mom, my sisters, me all down. Just be calling people names and threatening them with violence, even if they like he never put hands on my sisters or anything. I probably would have killed him if he did, but not literally, but like um but yeah, so but he would hit me. Like he wouldn't hit my sisters, but he would hit me. And I think a lot of that is because when he would like put hands on my mom, I just couldn't tolerate that. Like I would get in the middle even when I was really young, because
That makes
my sisters are older than me. I'm the youngest of the three of us. And yeah, and then my dad, he was drunk, and he died because of a car accident. He didn't die in the car accident,
okay.
but he died because he was drunk driving.
Okay.
He had my one of my sisters in the car, and she didn't die, but she was like pretty messed up. And she still has like some issues to this day, like because of that accident.
Okay.
Um, uh, and then he died as a result of injuries like he sustained, from that accident.
All right. So I know you said that there's some alcohol. How about tobacco? Have you ever used tobacco? So cigarettes, cigars. Um,
Yeah, I'll have a cigar with my buddies every now and
okay.
again, but not. I don't even really have buddies like that, sometimes like on the job, but
Okay.
um yeah, this the smell of cigarettes reminds me of my dad. I
Okay.
never
So no
really.
habitual smoking.
Yeah.
So you said that you have problems with alcohol currently or in the past?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Would you
Know,
say others would say that as well?
definitely others would say
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like I go to work, like I I financially take care of my whole family, always have. Like I've never had any issues ever, not being able to like go to work and make money and blah blah blah. Like that's never been an issue. So I don't know. To me, that always felt like I don't have a problem with alcohol. Like if I can still manage to go to work and all this stuff, like what does it matter if I drink every day?
Yeah. Okay.
Like why shouldn't I? I've earned it, like at the end of the day, like why can't I have, a few bottles of beer or whatever?
Okay. How about with pills or any illegal drugs?
No. I tried weed once, I didn't like it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I know you mentioned some family members. So a mom and a dad, and you have two sisters?
Yep, yep.
And two sisters. And you said that they were younger than you, older than you?
Both are older than me.
Okay.
Cheryl's the oldest. She is I'm 55, so she is uh 62.
Okay.
And then Megan is next. She is 60, no, 59.
Okay. Would you say that your relationship with your sisters are close, not close, just
Cheryl and I are cool.
okay?
Uh Megan, she says I'm just like my dad.
Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, she got messed up in the car accident, so I think I don't know. I think she puts that on me, even though I didn't have anything to do with it, you know.
Okay.
But she doesn't really she doesn't call me to say hi. She doesn't, like Cheryl will check in on me
Okay.
sometimes and
When do you think the last time you spoke with Megan was?
probably the holidays. Yeah, really only if it's like a holiday.
Okay.
Uh so maybe like once a year, twice a year.
And you said you're married, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you said you have kids,
Yep, I got 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay. Do you mind telling me their names?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
How many kids do I have? Yeah, 3, I think. Alex, Jacob, and Lucy.
Okay. And you said you don't really have close friends, right?
Not really. I got coworkers,
Yeah. Okay.
but I don't have anybody that I like call and talk to. Nobody calls and talks to me except for, my wife and my sister, Cheryl.
Okay.
My kids sometimes, call me. Yeah.
What is the highest education you have?
So after the accident, I was a senior in high school. I was 17 when my dad died. After that, it was just a lot, Megan was messed up. My mom was like she started drinking a lot more, and I just felt like I had to be the man of the house and like get a job and
Mhm.
just like start providing. So I did get my GED.
Okay.
It took me like 15 years,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I did it.
That's great.
My mom always wanted me to get my degree because she always said I was so smart. And
Mhm.
I just feel like she really saw my potential. I don't know that I ever lived up to my full potential, but um yeah, I got my GED.
Have you ever been arrested before?
I've been arrested. I've never had like conviction. So like I spent time in county, like I got into a little tussle or two in the bar, but nothing that stuck.
Okay. And how long ago would you say that was?
Mm, I've had a few throughout the years. Maybe like one every decade. Yeah, 30s, 40s, 20s, yeah. So maybe like 8 years ago was the last one.
And can you tell me a little bit about where you work?
Yeah, so I am like a work like construction
Okay.
um
How long have you been doing that for?
since I was 17.
Okay.
um yeah.
With the same company or a different company?
mm, company mostly like the same, but like companies buy out other companies,
Okay.
so I think it's like it's been under different management,
Okay.
throughout the
You've been
years,
able to
but
keep like a consistent 40-hour week.
yeah, sometimes more.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it depends. Seasonally, like in the summer, sometimes I'll work 80-hour weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
The only thing I really have left is to ask just a little bit deeper of your family history. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So mom and dad, you said have alcohol abuse. How about your aunt, uncle, or grandparents?
I didn't really ever know them.
Okay.
Um, I think my mom talked about having a sister,
Okay.
but when she got together with my dad, he didn't really like her having a life basically. Like she couldn't have friends. She couldn't go out without him.
Okay.
They didn't even really go out together. Like she didn't talk to my aunt, to my knowledge until until he died, really. Like I think family came around, but that whole time was such a blur. And honestly, like I started drinking too at that time, like a lot of that is just so foggy.
Okay. How about anybody in your immediate family? So mom, dad, and other grandparents that you know that have committed suicide.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think my grandfather, my dad's dad, was also alcoholic.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember my dad. Sometimes he would like get really drunk. He just like mumble to himself, and he would like almost be like arguing out loud with his dad, but like his dad was not there.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So are there any history of mental illness in your family? So that can be bipolar, schizophrenia, depression, ADHD, any learning disorders?
Um, I don't know. My dad probably had some issue. I don't know if he had bipolar. I don't know if he had depression or something, but
Okay.
he was just an angry guy always.
Okay. All right. And then so the very last thing is what do you like to do for fun? Do you do anything for fun or do you kind of just work and then
I drink for fun.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like to go out to the bar. I like to eat, food at the bar and just like that's
Okay. All right.
yeah.
So I appreciate you answering all of these questions for me today.
Yeah, no problem.